Oh, so here I am. Here I am. I'm going to attempt to make, for a challenge, some faux handmade paper. In other words, fake. Fake handmade paper. I'm mixing my glue. Well, actually, what I'm mixing is, wait a minute, what I got? Let me read the bubble. Fluid matte medium. Okay, so I'm mixing it with water though, because apparently this is supposed to be done like thin. You have to have it thin, apparently. I have not done this before. This is a challenge that has been put up by the challengers in the oh, wait a minute, mindless quarantine mindless quarantine I didn't write it down, the mindless quarantine bunch of people. Now, and every day they put up a challenge. Every day I've been trying to do the challenge, and so far I've been doing pretty good. But I don't know if my challenges turn out all that good, but I have been paying attention, and I've been following orders. Well, they're not orders, suggestions. And today's challenge for the mindless, yes, dear? Okay. For the mindless, God, I gotta write that down. Yeah, mindless quarantine art challenge. That's what it is. And if you go on to the Scrap and Lizzie Unicorn site, Facebook page, or Mary Kay's art journey, artful journey, her page, both of those ladies have got a page that are working together and as to help out this group that is being so awesome as to being putting up a challenge for us each day. Yeah, I don't know them personally, but yeah. So now, what they say today's challenge is, and I almost passed this one up, man. I just about passed this one up. I said, I don't think so. So, and so I watched two different videos of people doing this. I watched, no, I watched three different ones. The one they suggested for us to watch is from Treasured Books. I think her name is Natasha, and she shows how to do it, and she did a beautiful job. Beautiful job. Oh my gosh, and the paper is so pretty when she's done with it. And so I'm going to try my best, but I do not follow directions. I'm sorry. I don't follow directions well. And so I want to do it, but I want to, I'm going to do a little different. I'm going to do it because it seems like every time I watch a video and learn how to do something, for some crazy reason, I think that I need to do mine different. And I don't know why that is. I just don't know why. I guess that's why I didn't do too well in school, because, teacher would tell me, do it this way, and then I do it my way anyway. And I can see right here that my paintbrush has got something in it. But you know what? That's not going to matter because it's not going to matter because I'm going to put stuff on here anyway. So, but I don't take very good care of my paintbrushes. I buy just the cheap ones because I know I don't take very good care of them. And so, but there's something black in this brush. Okay, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I'm going to do mine a little different because I'm going to take some of this piano roll paper and I'm going to put this on this other one sheet of cardstock that I just glued up. I'm just going to put that on there, okay? Glue that up there on there just like that way. And then, okay, let me cut this off of here. And because I have got a lot of piano roll paper that was just given to me by, well, Lala Gamma Loriway gave it to me, but Jennifer Travis gave it to Lala Gamma Loriway to give to me. And so I appreciate both of these ladies. Um, I had the privilege of meeting Jennifer Travis. She came to my house one day here a while back. And when Lala Gamma Loriway was bringing more goodies to me because she is like that. And so, but yes, she had given me a lot of rolls of piano paper. And because I think the paper is just amazing. But you know, I am just so into loving old things. And I just feel like when I work with something that is old, vintage, or, you know, primitive style stuff, you know, vintage, old, antique, whatever you want to call it. I call it Vora. That's my word. I made it up, and I'm going to add it to the dictionary. Anything Vora is amazing. So now, in my book, so Vora means, I told you all this before, but just in case you're new, Vora means vintage, old, retro, or antique, VORA. And so when you don't know for sure. Okay, so now I put the glue, watered down glue, onto first the cardstock, and then I added the piano paper. Now, they didn't tell us anything about piano paper, and but yeah, the way now here I've got a tea bag. The tea bag is dry. The tea inside is dry, and so I'm going to, well, let me just pull it apart. I'm going to pull that tea bag apart, and I'm going to see what we're going to do here is we're going to sprinkle different things. So I'm sprinkling my tea grounds onto this glue. Now, it might be that we won't be able to tell that's piano paper when it's done. I don't know. I've not done this before. But after I watched the video this morning, I said, I might like that. Okay, so now, maybe I got too much in here. I don't know. But it's all right. It's just fine and okay. Let me see. Let me take this lid from here so I can put my tea. Now, put my tea in there. Then I still have the tea bag. Now, and so we want to have just things that are thin. We don't want anything that is like all big and glumpy, because you want your paper to be smooth when it's done. So we don't want anything big and glumpy. Just, so I'm tearing up some of this tea bag as well. And I'm just going to I'm going to just put it. I'm just going to put it on here like this, here and there, and just, it tore in strips, so I'm not going to argue with the paper, that's for sure. So, and I mean, it's the tea bag paper. Tea has already been drunk. Now, the tea wasn't drunk, and the person drinking it wasn't drunk, but it was drinking. It was drinking. So I'm going to just kind of put this around here. When I'm done with this, I'll be probably cutting it apart anyway, you know. So it's not like I need to have everything symmetrical or anything, because it's just going to get torn apart, cut apart, torn apart, cut apart. Okay, so there is a whole tea bag I put on there. Then I have, oh, then they suggested These are all suggestions. This is a feather, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop off chunks of this feather. I went and took this off of the chicken. I didn't really take it off the chicken. I just was trying to make my story interesting. But I'm just taking the fuzz off of the feather. I wonder what they do get these feathers off of. They're really soft. They must come off of something. Oops, I need to be moving myself around here. Okay. Giving this feather a little haircut there. Okay, now I got some of that on there. Now then, I have these, oh here, these purple flowers. They're dried. So I'm gonna pull, let me see, I'm gonna pull these flowers apart. Pulling the petals out. They're so pretty, the purple. They, even though they're dry, they look just like they did when they were not dry. The color is still just as vibrant. It's so pretty. I love purple. I'm telling you. And I don't know what kind of flowers these are, but they came in a bouquet that I was given here a while back. I had flowers delivered. I'm telling you, I thought I had died and went to heaven. You know, because usually that's the only time you get flowers. When you die and go to heaven, you get flowers. But, so I'm pulling these little pieces out of the flower. So I wonder if these are seeds then, what's left. I wonder if I plant them, I wonder if I'd get more flowers. I might plant them and see what happens. Okay, so I might be getting this too lumpy. I don't know if I'm getting this too lumpy. I don't know. We'll find out. If it's too lumpy, it'll just be something else. It'll still be paper, but I'm getting me some purple. I love purple. Okay, there we go. I got them in there. Now, and then I have these flowers. These were in the same, these are like baby's breath maybe, but they're little. And so I'm just going to pull some of them flowers, and I am just scattering them about. I'm just scattering. When I was watching these three other ladies, they really took the time. They took the time, and they did such a fine job. And I'm just over all of that. I'm like old. Not my body is old. My mind is, well, yeah, my mind's old too. But I'm putting these down here. But I just kind of do stuff. I am not too much about being too particular. Now I feel like I'm getting some lumpy things here. It might turn out too lumpy. I know they talked about getting it too lumpy. And so I might be getting it too lumpy. Okay, see, did I have anything else now? I think that's all I had. Them purple flowers, them flowers. Oh, then these flowers. Now these, I've had these in a vase. I got a whole clump of them, but they're really small, and they got even little stems on them. I'm not sure if these are legal to use in this kind of a project, but I'm cutting them flowers off, and I'm going to just, even with the little stems on them, because they're very fine. We don't know what's going to happen. I'll have to show this to you tomorrow, because I'll have to show you what I have tomorrow, because I don't know. Right now, I can't even see the piano paper. I can't see the little lines in there, so that might have been not a fail. It's not a fail, but it's... Okay, now what they say, the next thing, you're supposed to take the white part, when you take a napkin apart and you got white left. Okay, we'll take that white part and we'll stick it on there. Sticking it on there. Okay, it's not really sticking. Okay. Now, they said when the one I was watching, they said there's 3 parts to a napkin. This one only had 2, either that or I lost a part somewhere. So now what oh yeah, this is going to be lumpy. This is going to be lumpy. Fake lumpy paper. So now that I put that, oopsie daisies, you need to use a very, very soft brush. Let me see. My brushes are soft enough. I wonder if this will work. Like a watercolor. This is too heavy, too stiff. Okay, so it's too stiff. I'm going to just pat it on then. I'm not going to paint brush it on. Just patting it on. Patting this on. And as it's getting wetter, I can see how it's becoming transparent. And right there where it ripped, I'm going to try something different too. Okay. What I'm trying to make sure is I get my piano paper is actually overlapping the piece of cardstock. So when I'm finished, I'm going to cut around the piece of cardstock. So we don't know what is going to happen with this. Now okay, this, I'm going to call this lumpy handmade paper. So it's not exactly now what the challenge was trying to teach us to do, because mine's lumpy. I had a cat named Lumpy once. He was lumpy because he was an old barn cat, and it was on our farm when I was little. And it was like probably, one of them cats with long hair, like an Angora or something, but it was a feral cat. It was just one that lived in the barn. And because he had all that that hair that was supposed to be tended to all the time and wasn't, he got very lumpy. And so his name was Lumpy. He lived up in the hayloft and he ate rats for a living. That's how he earned his keep, or mice or something. I don't know what because mice would get in the feed bin, or not the feed bin, in the silo thing. Not a silo. Well, whatever. They got into something. And, but old Lumpy, he always was catching, he was fat. He was fat, that old Lumpy. And, but he was an outdoor cat, except in the barn. He'd be in the barn. He'd go in and out of the barn, in and out of the hayloft. And, but his name was Lumpy because he had all these snarls all over him. One time I gave him a haircut, I thought this will help, and so I got me a pair of scissors and I just cut the lumps off. I got all the lumps cut off. I was about 10 years old there. I got all the lumps off of him. But then there was some hair that wasn't lumpy. And so then after he was done, man, too bad we didn't have phones back there that we could take pictures of with, it was a big deal to get a picture made. And so that poor cat, that was a mess. He was a mess because wherever the lumps were that I cut off, he was bald. And wherever there wasn't any lumps to get off, he had these long hairs sticking out. Do you remember old Dagwood Bumpstead in the cartoons? His hair was like always sticking out on the sides, sort of like Albert Einstein too, in a way. Well, that's what Lumpy looked like. He kind of looked like a cross between Dagwood Bumpstead and Albert Einstein. That was a little Lumpy. We had Lumpy for years, but one year, rest his soul. This was in Minnesota. 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 It snows up there. Lumpy got in between, you know, the storm window and the regular window in the basement, and we did not know he got in there. We didn't know he got in there. And, well, it was real cold, and now you know the rest of the story. I was Lumpy. That was the end of Lumpy. Now what I'm doing here is I still miss Lumpy. Now I'm patching where I messed it up right there. I'm patching it. I'm patching it over the top. This here napkin came from McDonald's. It is only just one. It's only one layer. So I am just, see how I do not follow instructions? So now what I'm doing is I'm just, where these puddles of glue is, I'm just putting some of these brown. Now I'm curious to see what this is going to, yeah, that's a lump there. This is going to be lumpy paper. In honor of my cat. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't go in the barn that night. He should have went in the barn where he would have been warm and nice. He always stayed in the barn with the cows. Was always warm in the barn because the cows were in there all winter. And he'd usually just go right in there in the barn, take care of the cows, but he didn't do it that day. And so he went over the Rainbow Bridge. That was Lumpy. I hope them other cats up there in cat heaven didn't make fun of his haircut. Now, when I was watching the Treasured Books lady, when she was showing one of her finished projects, she says that you can put it under something heavy and cause it to let it get flatter. Which I do have a paper press. Well, it's a book press actually. Right now I got flowers in it, and pressing flowers. They should be all dry. I need to take them out and see what they look like. And so I could put this paper in that press and flatten these things out here. And then also there was some concern about, see, I'm putting all these pieces on top now. I don't think you're supposed to do that. But I'm just busy. I'm just busy now. And I'm just tearing off pieces of this. And, you know, this might make really pretty somethings. Like tags or something. I don't know. We don't know. Everything that's out there now that they say, try this, try this, try that. It was never done till it was tried once. Then it was tried once, and then it became a thing. And so, whoopsie, whoopsie. Now I made a hole right there, too. Wait a minute. Where'd my, I gotta fix that. Let me put some glue down there. I am making a big fat mess. Big fat mess. Lizzie's making a big fat mess. Lizzie's making a big fat mess. Big fat mess. Big fat. That's okay, though. You never know. This right here, this item, after I croak, may end up in the Hall of Fame. Or maybe the Hall of Shame. I don't know. One or the other. So, you know what? I like this. I just feel like I want to do more stuff. I want to do more stuff. I love that purple in there. I just love that purple in there. Now, see, now there was some concern also that they were saying about bubbles. Well, I'm seeing bubbles, and so I'm trying to mash the bubbles. Well, that mubble's a lump. Lumpy. In honor of my cat Lumpy, 60 years ago, who Did not make it through a bad Minnesota winter. Oh, we need some right here too. You know what? I might find a picture of my cat Lumpy. Well, I don't have a picture of my cat Lumpy, but I could probably draw him. It was very sad when we found Lumpy. Oh, darn it. Now that one tore. Okay, so this is a whole new thing. This is a whole new thing right here. This is not... Okay. Do not do what I do. Just watch. That's all. This is just for your entertainment. That's all. Just entertainment. Okay, I'm not going to touch it no more. I'm going to leave it just like this. Now, I don't think that we could blow dry this. I don't know what would happen if... I wonder what would happen if I used the blow dryer on it. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if I can get my blow dryer. My cord to the blow dryer is wrapped around. Well, it's a heat gun, actually. I haven't used it in a while. Oh, heck, I'm not... What time is it? 26 minutes I've been on here. Okay, I'm going to leave this like this. I'm going to put it outside on the porch to dry on a rack. I'm going to put it outside to dry. After it's dry, I'm going to mash it. Wonder if I was to put... I don't know. I'm going to let it dry. This is the lumpy version. This is called the lumpy version. I planned this ahead, you know. I give it a lot of thought. This is the lumpy version of... Oh, man, I forgot to put my threads. I had threads. Oh, well, no threads. I knew I had something else. I think it's going to be cool. Once it's dry, I think it's going to be cool. I think it looks cool right here. But I'm going to let it dry. And then tomorrow, before I start tomorrow's challenge, I will show you what this looks like. It's the lumpy version of... There's a bubble. I don't think them bubbles will stay there, though. I think them bubbles... Them bubbles are okay. I ain't worried about them bubbles. Because this is the lumpy version of fake... No, you're not supposed to say fake. You're supposed to say faux. F-A-U-X, I think. Faux handmade paper. Fake. That's what this is right here. This is what this is. Oh, Lordy mercy. Oh, you know what I need to do? Oh, you know what? I need to read you. I wonder if there's anything to read in this book. This here book, it's a pressed flower keepsake book, although I don't have any pressed flowers in it right now. I wonder if it's got stuff to read. I bought an auction. Oh, it just tells you. I wondered if it told the language of flowers. Look at this, is an awesome book. I bought it at an auction. Then I never have used it. Maybe I'll resell it at the auction. You never know. Because I'm getting ready to do an auction. Wait a minute. Let me, okay. Oh, here's something here. To my very special sister. It's a gift book. All right. I'm going to read. Okay, I'm going to read something out of this book because, ladies and gentlemen, I am your sister. If you're a gentleman or a lady, I am your sister. You are my sister. Even if you're a gentleman, you're my sister. And so a sister doesn't have to be something that came from the same parents. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. I'm just going to open it to this page right here and see what it says. Bedlam, borrowings, stitchings, sisters. Bedlam is a household of sisters getting ready to go out for the evening. If your sister is in a tearing hurried to go out and cannot catch your eye. She's wearing your best sweater. Life is never dull with a sister. Sugar and spice and all things nice. Perhaps to an outsider, siblings are more realistic. To them, a sister is naggings and needlings, whispers and whisperings, bribery, thumpings, borrowings, breakings, kisses and cuddlings, lendings, surprises, defendings, and comfortings. Welcome home. Isn't that nice? And this is written for sisters, but we are all sisters. And this is so much, this is fun. I'm going to have to read this more. Look at them pretty flowers in here. This is a book I'd love to tear apart, but I would never. All about sisters. And we are all sisters. I'm going to leave this out because I think I'm going to take it out in the living room with me. A sister is someone very special. You share the fun, the laughter, the tears, the secrets of growing up together. And those memories stay with you both for life. Friends may come and go, but there's a bond with your sister that, if anything, only grows stronger over the years. This luxury gift book celebrates your shared memories, love, and friendship. This is amazing. I have a sister, although a sister from the same mister. Um, I do have one. We haven't spoken to one another in about 15 years. I just saw a picture of her the other day on Facebook. And it's the first picture I've seen of her in like 15 years. But it was just that her grandson was graduating high school, so there was pictures of him, and she just happened to be in the pictures. I saw those pictures. In fact, I saved the one that had my sister in it. And I told my husband, I said, look at how beautiful she is, how she aged in 15 years. And she has just gotten so much more beautiful. And even though we had some disagreements or something, she's still my sister. So I left a message underneath the picture. And I said, if you read this, Catherine, because her name's Catherine, I said, know that I love you and I miss you. And my wish would be granted if I could see my sister one more time. She lives about maybe 90, 100 miles from here. But if I could see her one more time, and if our problems could be in the past, it would be like a gift from God. If I could see my sister, and if we could just let bygones be bygones, and I can just see her again, and I can just hold her. She's my little sister. My little sister. And she was beautiful. That picture is just beautiful. I don't know where that come from. Oh, from the book. Okay, that's it. I'm going to let this go right here. And this is going to dry. I'm going to show you tomorrow what my lumpy handmade paper looks like after it's dry. And just know that I love you all. And I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make. And I will see you on the next video. God bless.